I went quiet. They was tagging me and stuff. They was posting stuff. I said, wait till I'm back. Wait till I'm back. And he was kind of like he was like a villain saga for me in my head. I was living like a movie. It was like, I'm going to train. I'm going to cut everything off. I'm not going to speak to no one. I'm just going to pop out and perform. And that's what I did.
Charlotte Daly on Male Sport Boxing, joined by Ben Whittaker. How are you?
All good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. Look, you've got the same swagger, the same smile, the same everything, but a different promoter this time round.
Yep.
You talk about how the fact that you feel like you've matured as a fighter. Why at this point was it the right time to move to Matchroom?
Well, first things first, boxing didn't have a TV deal at the time, so I needed someone. But I just think it was the right time in my career. What boxing did for me at that time was good. 10 fights with them. They built my platform. But it's come to a point where I was a free agent, spoke to everybody, and the people who made sense for me was Matchroom.
And they're already getting you basically a headlining show back at home or close enough to home.
Yeah.
Big fight on the weekend for you. How are you feeling going into it?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I've done all the work. I've left no stone unturned. And for me, it's just go out there and perform now. Another headline, which is good. Fighting for a good belt as well. So, like I said, they're doing everything on their part. It's just down to me to go out there and win now. And that's what I plan to do.
You said put on a show there, and that's something you're notorious for. We've spoken before about what you do with your showboating. You talk about maturing in your career, but do you still keep that element of showboating? Is that something we'll see on Saturday?
Yeah, I think that's something you can never take away from me. It's just something I love, something I'm good at, and something that when I really want to express myself, it comes out. And one good thing is my coach, Andy, he didn't want to take that out either. So even when I'm sparring sometimes, I'm working on a certain thing, he'll say, well, you're not doing your little showboat and stuff. He goes, don't lose that, you're good at that. So that's what I like. I got a coach that knows the basics are key, but he knows my style is unique, and it's good to bring in as well.
Recognises the fact that that brings out the best in you, almost relaxes you, right?
Of course. There's certain fighters like certain things, and when I'm in that flow, weirdly, it's the most switched on I am. But it's good. I say the main thing of maturity is when to do it, when not to do it. You'll work against some opponents, it won't work against some opponents. So for me, it's knowing when to do it. That's the key now.
Talking about teaming up with Andy Lee, Liam Cameron was talking about you and what it was like facing you, and he said that in the first fight he almost felt no power from you, but in the second fight he said that you were landing jabs that felt like right hands and the power was there.
Yeah.
What changed specifically in training, and what do you think Andy has managed to develop within you to make that power come out?
Funny, my mindset, I'd say the main thing. Like I said, I was in a good run of everything was happening, everything was falling at my feet, and it shows to people you've got to stay focused no matter where you are. Because like I said, I just went out there, it's going to be some easy fight. I was messing around, I was probably not switched on the way I should have. And it's annoying really because the way I dealt with Liam in the second fight is how I should have done in the first fight. But the one thing I did like with the team up with Andy is, like I said, just that little mind switch. Keep every fight like a world title fight. Every minute of each round, be focused. And like I said, never overlook anyone. No matter what they look like, no matter what the background is, it's a fight at the end of the day. One punch can change a fight. So that's what he did. And every time we turned up to the training, it reminded me that. And I'd go back to my house like, yeah, the boxing game is real. And that's what you need sometimes. Just a coach who's going to be honest, not like blow smoke.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about him.
That whole Liam Cameron saga, do you think you needed that at that point in your career? Because you were gaining followers like no tomorrow, you were grabbing all the headlines, you were showboating, it was all kind of coming on thick and fast. Do you think you almost needed that to ground you a little bit?
Yeah, I said, for me, of course, you never want any bump in the road. It would have been lovely for that to keep going, because who knows where I would have been. I probably wouldn't have even been boxing now. Probably be a Netflix star or something crazy. But that little bump in the road needed to happen then rather than later. And I think, like I say, it's just little things like, I come from a working class house, so my mum worked 2 jobs, dad worked 2 jobs. We had nothing easy. So to get everything easy in a sense, everything was coming at my feet. You kind of take your foot off the ball, or you overdo it. That's what my main thing was overdoing it. I thought, I want more of this. So instead of training twice a day, I trained 3 times a day. I was overcooking myself, little things like that. So that little bump made me just refresh everything, come out my comfort zone. I'm in Ireland now, got a new coach, my team's smaller now, and I think that's what I needed to take me to the top.
Do you think your perspective on things has changed now? Because you do kind of stay away from the cameras more.
Yeah.
You keep yourself a bit more private. Do you think it's a trust thing, or how do you think you view it?
Yeah, I'd say it's just, you can't give everyone your time, of course, but I am a bit of a classroom clown. So if I was at school, I needed to say something, and it's not good when all these cameras are here. I always need to say something. I always need to act like an idiot. That might be the ADHD, but I say since that, it's kind of calmed me down in a sense where it's like you don't always need to be the loudest person in the room. Just be yourself. And sometimes myself is quiet as well. I don't like to be always front forwards. So it's kind of made me just be my true self, which I like. I just go out there now to Ireland, I box. I'm in a city where nobody really knows me, which is good. I can go under the radar and do my shopping. And little things like that, it makes you a happier fighter. And I'm the other side of it, I've got a coach that I like to impress. Every time I come back to the corner, if I spar well, he won't say much, he'll just nod at me. And that nod means I've done well. And then I want to impress him again. Then I want to impress him again. Where before, I was the man in the gym. I'd turn up and, yeah, man, I'm going to do what I do. Where I've got people in the gym that are either fighting for world titles or was world champions. So I want to be like them. So everything's changed and I'm in a good position.
You talk about wanting to impress Andy, obviously, in the gym. Was there anyone else during that period that kind of helped you get through that moment?
Yeah, of course, my missus helped me. My family helped me. But it's one of those things you either got it or you ain't. It was a tough situation because I had everything. Then everybody turned against me. And weirdly, I liked it. There was times where I'd go for like runs at 1 a.m. I said, wait till I'm back. I was just telling myself, wait till I'm back. I'm going to prove these people wrong. I went quiet. There was tagging me and stuff. There was posting stuff. I said, wait till I'm back. Wait till I'm back. And it was kind of like a villain saga for me in my head. I was living like a movie. It was like, I'm going to train. I'm going to cut everything off. I'm not going to speak to no one. I'm just going to pop out and perform. And that's what I did. And it kind of was a nice thing to do, not being in the cameras, if it made sense. But like, you can never change people's opinion either. So for me, it's just focus on yourself.
Ben, I have one more before I let you go because I know you have loads to get through. People are talking about where you go from Saturday night, and I know nobody likes to look past the immediate future, but a couple of people, Paul Smith particularly, was saying he wants to see you do the old school route of doing, British, Commonwealth, European, that sort of route, but then you're already a bit of a star in America at the moment. What is the route that you want? What would be the best route for you? Yeah,
that's a good question. I think I'm in a bit of a weird, like you said, a situation where I've got a big following. I'm fighting for the WBC silver, which is a good belt. I'm in a very fortunate position, but for me, it's whatever the team and the manager wants to do. But I do like Paul Smith. He's got a great boxing knowledge. I like him as a person, and that might be a good route for me as well. But for me, it's whatever's in front of me and whatever's going to make the most sense.
Saturday night, you have to get through that
first. Exactly. If you don't, it can all go pear-shaped. So for me, it's focus on that, and the ball will be rolling after that.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck on the weekend.
Thank you very much.